a very spontaneous person, but on the rare occasion when I am looking for a little bit of adventure, that's when I turn to my dice. I thought it would be an interesting experiment if I let dice choose the next book I was going to read. The rules I created were simple. I had to follow what the dice said, no re-rolling unless the dice was cocked, and if I rolled a book that wasn't the first in a series, I could instead choose to read the first book of the series. So I rummaged through my extensive dice collection, and once I picked out the perfect set of dice for this experiment, I sent off a little quick prayer to the dice gods to have mercy on me. Spoiler alert, they didn't.
Welcome to Barnes Nobel.
Thank you. Dice in hand, I went to Barnes Nobel and made my way to the middle of the store. Of course, halfway through my journey, I got distracted by some Halloween games, but quickly resumed my mission. I did a quick walk past all 10 rows of books that had the potential to be rolled in this game of chance. Okay, it's time to roll the D10. I'm actually really excited. There are some genres that I didn't even consider I could get. I haven't really read that many graphic novels or mangas, so that would be a really cool one to get. This could potentially lead me into like a whole new genre or category of book that I've never really taken the time to explore before. As long as it's anything but like romance or murder mystery, I'm gonna be really excited. Okay. Dice gods, make your choice. It's a 5. Okay. It's anything but like
romance. They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
That was really loud. Crap. Okay. 18. We are on the hunt for the 18th letter of the alphabet, which is R. Oh. That was fast. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm gonna roll the dice and see if I get a number 1 through 15. Oh. Normally I'd be thrilled, but we gotta roll it again. What is that? Is that cocked? Or is that an 8? That's a little cocked. We're gonna roll it one more time. Don't accuse me of cheating. Okay, see, 10. Dice gods have decided. 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this might be part of a series though, which means I get to start with the first book. I'm gonna investigate, dear Lord, and get back to you. Okay, it looks like this book and this book are actually books 2 and 3 in a 3-book series, and the first one is right here. So, Gabriel's Inferno it is. Okay, so I have my bag from Barnes Nobel. Weirdly enough, I got something extra when I was checking out. They gave me for free Laura Scott's Primary Suspect. So that's hilarious because I'm pretty sure it's like a murder mystery. Yeah. So I ended up with both of the things I didn't want. It's fine. I'm fine. It's really not as big of, I'm making a big deal of it. It's not a big deal. I'm just, romance novels have always made me slightly uncomfortable. The last one I think I purchased for myself was the third 50 Shades of Grey book, and I was in Croatia. Not that that's relevant, but that's where I bought it. It's just fascinating to me that I said, as long as it's not romance or a murder mystery, that I was gonna be excited. And not only did the dice roll a romance, but then for free, randomly, never in my life has this ever happened at Barnes Noble, but I got a free book at checkout and it's a frigging murder mystery. Okay, am I actually in focus now? I can't tell. Yes, I think so. We'll see. I'm here now to tell you about kind of the back cover. Oh, wait, should I read the back cover or should I just jump right into it? You know what? I'm not even gonna read the back cover. I'm just gonna start it. I'm gonna see where it takes me. It's approximately, don't read the last, oh good Lord. Okay, I thought I thought for a second it didn't have page numbers. It's roughly 540 pages, so very light reading. It's got orange and black in it, so I'm gonna say that it's on theme for an October book, so I'm gonna read it and I'll get back to you with first impressions after I've read the first few chapters, and then I'll do kind of a full breakdown at the end of this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this cover for a second. What do I think this is about? This is totally judging a book by its cover, by the way, but whatever. The guy is wearing what looks like a collar. I don't know. It doesn't look totally American. It doesn't look modern to me. The outfit looks older. But she's wearing like a messy bun. Yeah, I have literally no idea what it's about. My guess is it's about a troubled man who has problems and he's brooding-esque type creature, and a young girl comes in and saves him from himself. That's just my wild guess though. Okay, oh, there's a prologue. Florence, 1283. Do you think Gabriel is the angel Gabriel? Is this like an angel thing? Oh no, oh no. I think I have to do something that I've almost never done to a book. I'm gonna have to annotate this in order to collect my thoughts. I feel like these are pretty classic. On page 3, the story is being written and then it gets interrupted by the actual story, and I'm panicking a little bit about the context of this actual story. You have this girl who's in graduate school in a class. She just got interrupted by her professor. Here's why I'm panicking. First of all, I'm in graduate school right now, so really don't want to identify with this person at all, because I find professor-student relationships super icky. There's just something about that power dynamic that has always wigged me out. Anytime in college, whenever any of my classmates found a professor or a TA even attractive, it just, I don't know, it just weirded me out. I can't explain why. It's just, well, I can't explain why. I think it's the power dynamic. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't think anything will ever make me as uncomfortable as reading the 50 Shades of Grey series made me, but I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna stop giving commentary every half page because otherwise this would be an obscenely long video, but I'm gonna try and keep my mind open and I'm just gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through it. I've finished. To give you a gist of what's going on, I'm gonna go ahead and read the back cover of the book, the thing that I never read. This will be my first time reading it.
Enigmatic and sexy Professor Gabriel Emerson is a well-respected Dante specialist by day, but by night he devotes himself to an uninhibited life of pleasure. He uses his notorious good looks and sophisticated charm to gratify his every whim, but is secretly tortured by his dark past and consumed by the profound belief that he is beyond all hope of redemption. When the sweet and innocent Julia Mitchell enrolls as his graduate student, his attraction and mysterious connection to her not only jeopardizes his career, but sends him on a journey in which his past and present collide.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good description. I want to laugh because I'm pretty sure last week when I was just making fun and guessing about what sort of story this was going to be, that was pretty much exactly my guess.
My guess is it's about a troubled man who has problems and he's brooding-esque type creature, and a young girl comes in and saves him from himself.
So right from the get-go, this book was gonna have a tough time winning me over. I want to be really careful here with my critique. I love rant reviews as much as the next person, but it just makes me a little uncomfortable to kind of go to town on somebody's work. It takes a lot of work to write a book, and even if I didn't appreciate the story that much, and even if I had some incredibly major issues, I don't want to just flat out say this was garbage because, okay, let's rephrase that. I don't want to just flat out say that I hated it or that it was terrible, because I think it's very subjective. A lot of the things that I would consider issues in this book are most likely issues I have with my own writing as well. That's the point I'm trying to get across here. I don't want to come off like a hypocrite. I am really discombobulated. I don't even know where to begin with analysis or critique. I'm just gonna say what I want to say, and then editing Wallace is gonna have to mash it all together and make it make sense. Okay, here are some of the issues, some of the positives, some of everything that I had. First things first, I potentially would have enjoyed this a lot more if I had ever actually read the Divine Comedy. Dante's Inferno play an extremely prevalent role. The author seems to be very familiar with that subject, and so I feel like I was really missing a lot of references and probably could have appreciated it a lot more if I was a little bit more well-read. As you can see, I had a lot of thoughts, but also, as you can see, I kind of calmed down with all my annotations as the book went on. They became fewer and far between, mainly because I was skimming. Each of my blue stickies are moments that made him irredeemable in my eyes. Just anytime he did something that I thought, nope, you can't come back from that, that makes me really hate you, I marked it with a blue sticker. For example, I'm just gonna flip to some. Oh, one of my unforgivable actions that I have is that he was reading on his iPhone while he was driving in a city. And to me, I think that's reckless. I think that is dangerous. It's not really relevant to his characterization of like how he treats the main girl, but I still marked it because I thought it was unacceptable. There are so many times in the novel that he belittles her intelligence and he calls her a whore. Major issue with the main male lead. I thought he was so heinous. For anybody wondering why I have such an issue with professor-student relationships, I'm just gonna leave it to this quote that the author included in her story. This is the main girl talking to a friend who is saying, don't go to his office, he seems like he's really mad at you. What can I do? He's the big bad professor. I'm the little grad student. He has all the power. That's my issue. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I count it as a positive. They don't consummate their relationship until the very end of the book. And by very end of the book, I mean the last 8 pages. For an adult romance novel, there's surprisingly not a ton of adult romance, which that was great. That meant I wasn't spending this entire thing fully mortified. However, unfortunately, I did spend it mostly bored. 100% I can say this with absolute certainty. If I didn't feel the need to finish because I was making a video, in no world would I have finished this book. However, I am glad that I stuck it out past the point at which I think normal me would have gotten out of Dodge, because there is this amazing 50-page section in the middle of the book that is just so freaking cathartic, because he has been an absolute bastard to her for 200 pages. Just unbelievably rude. And he's threatened to remove her from her graduate program. And eventually, amazingly, she stops taking it. She snaps. And it's at the best moment. It's when he finally regains his memory of the first night that they met. And so this was also kind of annoying. He goes from being a total prick to just head over heels for her, obsessed with her. And she won't have it. He calls her, emails her, sends her flowers, and she's just ripping up his stuff and ignoring him and making him sweat, and it's unbelievably awesome, and it makes me really happy. I think I have a note in here somewhere around this point, and I said if the book ended here, despite all the issues the beginning has, I would give it a stellar review, because this would just be unbelievably awesome if this is how this story ended. And the message was literally, you can't be a jerk and expect to have a girl fall in love with you. But sadly, all good things must come to an end. They have this really cringy but also kind of awesome argument in the middle of a lecture. He's pretending like he's lecturing about Dante, but in reality the things he's saying are just totally applicable to his and Gabriel's and Julia's story, and she's responding with her own arguments, pretending like they're academic arguments, but in reality she's accusing him of having a mistress and of being incorrigible and all that jazz, and everyone else in the class is just looking around like, I don't remember this part in the Divine Comedy. And after the class they go to his office, and while they don't have sex, which was what I was really nervous was gonna happen, they do sort of kiss and make up, and then all is resolved, and suddenly he has gone from a total heinous toad to the most romantic and sweet and considerate and gooey boyfriend ever. And then it's that for 150 pages. In those 2 weeks when she's ignoring him, he's calling her and basically harassing her, and then when she accuses him of harassment, rightly so, he is just rude. Story finished. This guy is rude. Gabriel is rude. And Julia is too nice to be believable. At the end of the day, if you are super obsessed with Dante's Inferno or the Divine Comedy, I don't know if you want to check it out. Maybe it'd be really, really fun to kind of see that interpretation of it here. I personally will not be continuing the series. And I'm not trying to say there were no positives. There were some scenes and moments where I was really impressed with the language. I thought there were certain quotes I really loved. So there were definitely good parts to this. I don't know what else to say. I didn't like it. Yeah, the dice betrayed me, but that's okay. I actually, in general, thought this was a really fun experiment. I think I might do it again. If I get romance again, I'm going to blow a gasket. Stick around by subscribing. Let me know in the comments if you think I should do this again. And by this, not this, the dice experiment. Thanks for watching. Bye. Gabriel's lawyer was named John Green. When I read that, I was just like, oh my gosh, John Green, what are you doing here? That was awful. That was so bad.